Hi everyone, this is Deanna and this is the second video of our series of 3. This video is about how to elevate your state by activating your happiness hormones. Now, I know that during this phase of our lives, some activities that bring us joy, that recharge us with energy, have been taken away from us. So, in order for us to still feel good, we need to adapt. And adaptability in life in general is a very important quality because ultimately, the only constant in this life is change. And what I find very, very interesting about the happiness hormones is that they are activated when we need to do something, or when we do something that is essential to our survival. I find this brilliant. So honestly, the human body is amazing, is genius. Basically, we feel happy when we do those things that ensure our survival. For example, we are happy when we eat, or we are happy when we are around other people, or we are happy when we do physical activity or move. These things are important for us to survive. We can make smart lifestyle choices in order to make sure that we activate these happiness hormones. Besides those 4 happiness hormones, the main ones that I want to share with you, there are others as well. And for that, I have prepared a document for you that is more detailed than this video. But this video contains the essential stuff that it will be easy for you to remember and easy for you to implement. The 4 main happiness hormones are dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. It is easy for you to remember them if you remember by the acronym DOSE, D-O-S-E, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. The first one, dopamine. Dopamine is the happiness hormone of rewards and goals. It is released when you have a positive expectation about the outcomes of an action or when you achieve a goal. It is responsible for driving us towards rewards and pleasure. Now, when this is too low, when dopamine is too low in our body, what happens? We experience self-doubt or procrastination. We experience lack of attention, lack of enthusiasm, and maybe bad mood. So what does this hormone do? It increases our focus and our self-confidence. It leads to action and better learning. It makes us feel mentally alert. And it also stimulates creativity and motivates us to take action towards our desired goals and also to satisfying our needs. I'll give you also 3 tips on how to increase your dopamine level. What do I do in order to increase my dopamine levels? First, set realistic and attainable goals. Now remember, the week only has 7 days. Out of those, 2 are the weekend, so you only have 5 available days. There's only 24 hours during the day, and you need to sleep and to eat and do other activities as well. So make sure that the goals that you attain are realistic, because if you set unrealistic goals, then at the end you won't be satisfied with yourself. The second tip to increase your dopamine is to visualize a desired outcome. So maybe close your eyes and imagine the situation that you want to be in, or that goal that you want to achieve, and see yourself in that situation. But think of how you feel, or of how you are dressed, of who is with you, what you are saying. So be very, very concrete about this. Make a very vivid image of that desired outcome, and then live your life as if that goal is already achieved. You don't need to trust me on this. You need to try it yourself and see if it works. It actually does. And then the third tip is to eat food high in protein. So for each of us, depending on our diet, these protein can be sourced out of different foods, but eating a diet in high protein does make sure that your dopamine level are at a good level. The second one is oxytocin. It's the hormone of touch and connection. In my opinion, this is the hormone that we are most challenged with in this time of social distancing. So this is released when during interaction and physical touch with another person. It is the hormone of shared intimacy. So what does this hormone do? It actually plays a very important role. It inhibits fear, stress, and aggressiveness. It increases attachment and devotion towards family. It increases trust and loyalty. It reduces stress and anxiety, which is very important, and makes couples long for each other. It is associated with the positive social behavior and also emotional intelligence. So what would be 3 ways in which we can activate this important hormone? Invest in and deepen your relationships. And you might ask, well, how can I do that if I can't meet people? Well, you actually can meet people. So still we have this amazing option of meeting people online. Since this thing started, I connected with people that I haven't connected in a very long time. So maybe think of 3 people that you haven't talked to in a very long time. Maybe a childhood friend or a member of your extended family or a former colleague from your previous activity or maybe job, or so someone who at some point played a role in your life, but just because life happens and changes happen in our life, as we talked earlier, that person is not necessarily part of your life. It's very, very rewarding, actually. I've experienced it because actually I didn't have necessarily the initiative to do it myself, but some people connected with me and it was so beautiful. And the second thing that you can do is to say jokes and laugh a lot. Nobody will ever take this from you. And right now we have so many options to view stand-up comedy online or to watch comedies on Netflix or whatever platform you use. There are sites that contain jokes. There are so many ways in which you can actually laugh. Some people say that you can actually also force your laugh and then, fake it until you actually feel it. You don't need to do that, of course, but make sure that you create opportunities for yourself to laugh. And maybe the last tip that I would like to share with you now is to give and receive gifts. I know that you can't ask a person, okay, send me a gift, but you can send someone something. Maybe you can even just send them a letter, a handwritten one. Just by doing this, just the act of doing it will make you feel better. And a bonus tip, something that, again, this is not available to everyone, but if you have a pet your pet as many times a day as you can. The third happiness hormone is serotonin, the hormone of confidence and positivity. It is releases when we feel significant and important. It is called the ultimate happiness hormone. So what does it do? It stimulates our brain. It regulates our appetite. It maintains our good mood and mental balance. It promotes sleep, very important. It lowers craving and it fights depression and prevents us from worrying. So what do we do? 3 tips in order to increase our serotonin level. Sleep enough. I'm sure this is not the first time you heard it, and there are a lot of resources on how to create a sleep routine. One of them is to create a ritual before bedtime. Some people like to reduce social media. Some people like to read. Some people have chamomile tea or smell lavender. Lavender is very calming. So there are a lot of things that you can do in order to increase your sleep. And maybe a tip, the one thing that doesn't allow you to sleep or makes sleep difficult is the blue light from all the devices that we have. For iPhones, the thing that we can do is to click 3 times on the button, and the screen will turn red, which means that all the blue light is going to be eliminated. It is not going to bother your eyes before sleep. This is my husband with a Wolverine haircut. Sleep enough is the first step. The second one is practice gratitude. Again, this has already become a cliche, but how many of us do actually have a gratitude practice? Just by focusing on the things that you are grateful for will make you feel better, will increase your serotonin levels. Great exercise on this is every morning write 10 things you are grateful for. No, you might think, during this time I don't have that many things to be grateful for. Well, I'll dare to disagree. You can be grateful for The fact that you wake up in the morning, that you have bed in which you can sleep, that you have food on your table. You can be grateful for this device that you have, and you can watch this video. And now maybe the last tip here is to stay in the sun for 20 minutes. And I know that during this time, this is not as available to us. When the sun is outside, when the sun is shining in your room, maybe just open the window and allow the sun rays to caress your skin. And the last happiness hormone that I'm going to talk about today are the endorphins. These are for pain relief and love. They're released during stress and pain, or when you are in love. So what does it do? It relieves physical pain. So these endorphins, when you are practicing and you're engaging your muscles, you release endorphins because the body wants you to feel less pain. And then after you finish practicing or doing that intense workout, you feel sore because that's when the endorphins are not secreted anymore, so you actually feel the pain in your muscles. I find this brilliant as well. This is why I'm smiling. It decreases aggressiveness and it reduces anxiety and depression. So what should you do? Do activities that elevate your heart rate. You can do, as I said in the previous video, you can do 10 jumping jacks. You can do some strength training. Then you can also stretch. So stretching releases endorphins as well. And this is what I say in my yoga classes. Even if you don't like me, even if you don't like the class, you'll feel so good at the end of the class due to the endorphins that you won't even know that you don't like me or didn't like the class. So then another thing that you can do is to smell lavender and vanilla, believe it or not. So as I said before, lavender is also very calming, and lavender and vanilla are usually very pleasant smells for the most of us. Of course, it doesn't have to be for everyone. So, which ones are they? They are dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So let us just sum up some of the main things you can do in order to increase your happiness hormone. So first, physical activity. There are a lot of free workouts nowadays online, so you can just do that. It doesn't need to have to be a workout. It can be just stretching. So whatever it is, that is a good way to start. Make time for your friends, even if it's just online. Just make time for them and connect to people you haven't talked to in a long time. Use a gratitude practice. Maybe do those 10 things in the morning that you are grateful for. Visualize. Remember how we talked about you closing your eyes and painting this exact picture and detailed picture of a desired outcome, and after that, feel and live your life as if that thing already happened. Another thing that you can do is, of course, to eat healthy. This is not the first time you're hearing this, I know, but eating healthy is so important. It is something that affects your well-being in a direct way. Laugh a lot. Look at pictures with cute animals if you need to. Listen to music, dance, and move. Set realistic goals. Try to create that ritual before you go to sleep in order to have a deep sleep and a sleep of the duration that your body actually needs it to be. You know, I heard this quote from Tony Robbins, who says that there is no correlation between your circumstances and your happiness. Just decide to be happy. And of course, this is easier said than done. But what you have learned in this video, these are actionable steps. These are steps that are in your reach. So choose 3 of the things that we've talked about that you can implement starting today in order for you to elevate your mood by activating your happiness hormones. Remember that when you're happy, you attract the best things in your life. You attract happier people, happier contexts, happier circumstances, fulfillment of your dreams, and all of these in the smoothest ways and in the most natural and enjoyable ways possible. And remember, when you are happy, the whole world smiles. I'll see you soon.